Hey everybody, hello and welcome. My name is Mike Young, and I want to introduce myself. If you don't know me, I am the founder of this group, trianglefoodies.org. And you may be watching this video in the group, and if you are, awesome. If you're not, just type in trianglefoodies.org into your browser, and you will be taken to our main group, which right now at the recording of this video has over 24,000 members. And it's an awesome resource that I kind of wanted to describe, like the thinking that went into putting this group together, and how you as a group member can get the most out of it. Of course, it's a private group. The biggest one, the 24,000 group, is private. So you gotta ask to join. So, and it's on Facebook too. So if you're not on Facebook, even if you don't use Facebook for anything else, just go ahead and sign up for our group. It'd be awesome to have you in there because the more voices, the better. And we basically talk about anything and everything food related in the triangle. Now, how do we talk about that? That's kind of what I want to mention here in this video, because there's lots of different types of groups that you can find online, and also many different types of groups that you find on Facebook. But ours, what we wanted to do is keep it, I'd say, like a consumer-driven, arm's-length transaction type of a group. Okay, like we want to hear from the actual foodies themselves. This is not a group where restaurant owners promote their own business or necessarily even get involved at all, though sometimes they do. But what really the main purpose of the group is to get out there with recommendations and just answer questions of other foodies, like what kind of restaurant has this food in this location of the triangle, what restaurant is open this day and is good for kids or has outdoor seating, these types of things. Okay, and we don't, the whole thinking behind the group is we don't want to hear from the owners or friends of owners or relatives of owners. You see what I'm getting at here? We want this to be an honest, straightforward discussion group, kind of an open group, like a safe space almost, where we can talk about food and what's going on in the triangle, just kind of amongst ourselves, because I think that we're all highly intelligent adults, and some of the discussions I've seen in the group have been absolutely phenomenal, fantastic. So much insight has been gained. And I'd say that, even if you don't do this already, I mean, if you don't participate as a group member, you don't ask questions, you don't ask for recommendations, well, by all means, please do. That's the whole purpose of having this group, is so that your questions get answered, so that your curiosity about food is met with somebody else who has experience in that area and can talk to you as a foodie themselves who's eating food. We're, like I said, we don't really have a place right now for restaurant owners. And here's the thing. I want you to, as a foodie, as someone who wants to experience the food scene, the blossoming food scene here in the triangle, whenever you think about it, if not every time you ask a question, please, say you want to hear recommendations on this. You want my question answered. Like, say it's a specific thing and you absolutely do not want to hear someone kind of tooting their own horn, right? Or kind of just promoting themselves, shameless self-promotion or whatever, then by all means say that. I want to hear from folks, independent people who have eaten at this restaurant, non-owners, non-friends, non-relatives, that kind of thing. And you, as an individual, or as an owner or friend of a restaurant owner or relative, we definitely want you in the group. But keep in mind, if you're going to answer a question, if you identify yourselves as a restaurant owner or a food truck owner, or whatever the food entity may be, or a relative or friend of the owner, that's fine. If you identify yourselves, what we're trying to have is a very open and transparent environment where people know who they're talking to, because too often I've been managing so many of these groups for over a decade now. And the amount of, I guess it's a lack of transparency or almost fraud, I'd say. When someone asks a question and they make the assumption that they're going to be talking with individuals who've had experiences at restaurants, and they actually get like the owner or a friend of the owner or a relative of the owner or an employee. Okay, I want to make sure I put employee in there. You got to identify yourself as that. Otherwise, you're doing your own place a disservice when eventually we find out, because we do. Okay, it's not that hard to find out on these social media platforms, but it also hurts the culture in our own group. We want to have a lot of different systems in place that kind of keep the culture that way, where it's the foodies ourselves who are driving the conversation, who are making the recommendations, et cetera, et cetera. So if you haven't participated yet, please, by all means, let this be kind of a little nudge for you to go and participate in our group, kind of join the conversation. And if you're not yet in the group, well, by all means, please go over to Facebook, trianglefoodies.org. This is a foodies group, remember, that specializes in just the Triangle area in Raleigh, North Carolina, Cary, Wake Forest, Garner, North Raleigh, Fuquay, Varina, Knightdale, all these areas, even Durham, I would include in that as well. We got lots of stuff in Durham, the Triangle, Research Triangle, Chapel Hill, all these things. It's the whole area. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to what we have to offer here in the group, and for participating as a group member, for being a group member. By all means, add your friends to the group as well. We want it to keep growing. We want to have this awesome, this hive mind group of foodies in the Triangle area who can just get that information really quickly, and honest information, straightforward information. Remember, just be very careful. If you're an owner, if you're an employee, if you're a relative, if you're a friend of the owner, please be very mindful of this. And also, when you ask your questions, be mindful of that too. Just kind of say that we don't want to hear from them. If we want to hear this one. Oh, one last thing. If you have a problem with a restaurant or food entity, food truck, please go talk to the owner, talk to the manager. If you don't get your information that you want to hear from the manager, go talk to the owner. We're not a place to air out your dirty laundry. I just want to make sure that that is clear. All right. Now, if you've gone and you've done everything, that's a different story. And that's incredibly rare, I would say, by the way, because almost always business owners want to make sure that you are a satisfied customer. So if you don't know about this and you've seen some of this, or you're even thinking about making a post, just think twice about that. And please reach out to me too. Let me give you my direct mobile number. Is 240-205-0417. Again, my direct number. Thank you so much for watching this entire video as well. Is 240-205-0417. Please send me a text and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So thank you so much. I'm recording this in between lunch and dinner, planning dinner already. So I hope you have a great meal, whatever your next meal is, and you join us in the group at trianglefoodies.org. I'm Mike Young signing off. Bye-bye.